Hello, hello. I hope everyone is doing well. And today we are going to be playing Dagon. Dagon is a faithful interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work, focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
During the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey, others will reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Damn, homie, you live like this. I should talk.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
One real interesting thing about this game to note is that it is compatible with VR. So if anybody's got a VR headset, you can immerse yourself even further. Oh, and this is telling you about morphine. It was sold without restrictions until 1914. Oh my goodness. That's insane.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Look around a little bit.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation, so that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners. So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
One moment. Alright, let's turn that off. The show trivia upon finding them. Alright.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings. Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
And on another planet, if that's the sun.
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
The moo! Okay, where's... The way forward is the moon. Alright.
weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land. But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue. The change happened whilst I slept.
Oh, here we go.
Its details I shall never know, for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Okay. Absolute nightmare.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see, and in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
Oh.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
Anyone ordered a squid? Yes, me. This calamari wouldn't know what hit it if it was me.
For there was in the air, and in the rotting soil, a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish, and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
Oh, that one almost looks like a brittle star.
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity.
And can we appreciate that you can see constellations when the sun is still up? Like, this is a level of nightmare.
There was nothing within hearing, and nothing in sight, save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Okay, that's the way forward. What? Oh, wonderful ooey gooey sounds walking through the mud.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
That entire mound is moving. Like it's breathing.
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Don't mind him, he's just chilling. Ah, yes. You know what we found? The Great Mighty Pooh's vacation home. I am the Great Mighty Pooh, and I will throw my shit at you.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might. Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Yeah, no seabirds is kind of weird. Well, out in the middle of the ocean, not so weird, but still, it would have. You'd think it would have brought some carrion feeders. I am immediately reminded of Courage the Cowardly Dog, Bathtub Barracuda.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
He is still moving. Oh, an isopod.
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
Oh, there's still tentacles on my boat. Yep, there's still tentacles on my boat. There it goes.
That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
So, this guy's been here for a day or so. They're still moving.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
Oh.
The
Very
odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal. All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
My nuts, or do some of these fish bodies look like they could be bugs from Space Troopers? That floor is everything but safe to walk on if it's only been a day. You're gonna get stuck, Mr. Narrator. Yeah. He's going to join these fish. Like, ever step into wet clay? Yeah. Oh. A whale. A humpback whale, it looks like. And something with spider arms too damn big to be comfortable around. Okay.
That night, I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
Like, I was gonna say that these are limbs of, like, a giant octopus, but the little ones. They're leeches or worms or some kind of parasitic critter. Those are awfully big for parasites.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance. An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill. I know not why my dreams were so wild that night, but ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain.
I have an idea as to why you had nightmares that night, sir.
I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again. And in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day. Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy.
Yeah, isn't that like traveling in desert rules? Stay in the shade during the day and travel at night?
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset, Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence. I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me.
Depends on the desert, I think. Some get way too cold at night to really travel in. That's true. That is true.
But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine. I felt myself on the edge of the world, peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night. Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost.
Yes, the book that started the sexy devil.
And of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined. Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent.
There's a glow down there.
Whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
Yes, let's go down inside. Why not?
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath, gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated. All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me. An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
Ah, yes, get closer.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself. But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature. A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
Oh my.
For despite its enormous magnitude, and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith, whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures. Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
Praise the monolith. Praise. Well, yep. He found the monolith at the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Unspeakable horror. Is that you, Abyss? Yeah.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hello, motherfucker. I am quite unspeakable.
The moon, now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm, and revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope. Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith, on whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures. The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books, consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like.
Is this like a horror puzzle game? This is behaving like a like an interactive book more than anything else that I've interacted with before. You can only progress forward in any real way by progressing the story. And it's trying to tell a faithful retelling of the short story Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft. So, very interesting. Somewhere between an audiobook and a visual novel. Yes, I agree with that take. Yes.
Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world.
Oh, H.P. Lovecraft. Fun. Yep, you know that tentacles are involved when HP is there.
But whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Not like HP's into that, right? Well, he was basically terrified of everything that was not his home in Providence, Rhode Island. Afraid of and hated.
Plainly visible across the intervening water, on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré. I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men. Though the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto.
Ooh.
Or paying homage at some monolithic shrine, which appeared to be under the waves as well.
Monolithic shrine as you're staring at a monolith with carvings on it. Mm-hmm.
Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint. Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
That one in the top middle. Lizard. And the one directly beneath it is a gray alien. Man, I wonder where that underwater monolith might be now. Who could know? Honestly, who would ever know? Lizard, 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 lizard. Yup.
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips.
Let's see. The one on the right, I could see that in a Dark Souls game. And the one on the left, well, that's that's me in the mirror. It's me in the morning.
Glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall. Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background. For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself. I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe.
That is the comfort answer. It's like, nope. I am not going to think about these things being that big. That's their god. That's not them. Nope. Cope. Absolute cope.
Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
Abyss totally need coping. Oh, I fully expect that to be in the ocean. Like, it's fucking nightmare down there if you go deep enough. I would not bat an eye if we found that.
awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist.
Okay, and this is... He's seen all of this in all of this detail that we just went over. At distance. Motherfucker had the... He had elfin eyes. What do you see with your elf eyes? 10 out of 10 eyesight. Motherfucker was Legolas.
I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me.
He found his brand.
Then, suddenly, I saw it.
Oh, here we go.
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters. Vast, Polyphemus-like and loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith, about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, the while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds. I think I went mad then. Of my frantic ascent of the slope and cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
I remember that butt.
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
I mean, yeah, if you don't laugh, you cry, kind of a deal.
I
Going
have
absolutely
indistinct
insane.
recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat.
Oh, hey, the great mighty Pooh isn't moving anymore, I don't think. And neither are any of the tentacle boys.
At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
Ooh, the controller vibration is going crazy this whole time.
When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital. Brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean. In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention. Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing. Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
This hospital has seen better days. I mean, the plaster's chipping off the wall, some of the tiles are coming out, some of the ceiling panels and wires are dangling from the ceiling. I don't know about this one, but my insurance won't cover anything else.
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
Nah, that's just normal for public buildings. I would argue, but yeah. Okay.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Goddamn normie. Oh. That's the Necronomicon. Are you sure this guy is a normie? He's got the Necronomicon on his fucking shelf. had us go over at the clock to make sure it was time
It is
to
at
go.
night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing.
You mean to tell me you don't have one of them at home? Well, of course I do. But I thought that was a weirdo thing to do, not a normie thing to do.
I tried morphine.
Everyone is weird. At this point, yeah. I mean, I am a lifetime member of the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, so, I dabble.
But the drug has given only transient surcease, and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave.
Who knows? Someone may hide a skeleton in their closet. Well, where else are you supposed to keep those bones? Or an extraterrestrial being? Exactly. Those ones, they go in the attic, though. Can't have an alien in the closet. They go in the attic. Come on now.
So now I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
I guess I need to rehome something out of my basement then. Yeah, that's where the fun happens, though, in the basement. That's where you get the chains on the walls.
Often I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm,
And all of the fun equipment.
a mere freak of fever as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape from the German man of war. This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite.
And there's the thalassophobia. There it is. There it is.
I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
It's an entire armada of giant fish. Or fishmen. Ooh, it's really restrictive on the camera in this shot. May as well be a scene from a Godzilla movie. Yeah. I could see that.
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
Oh. That's something trying to break the door down. Oh. Look around for any more trivia pieces. All right.
It shall not find me. God, that hand! The window! The window!
And that, I have read that one. That one, it was indeed faithful to the entire thing. Damn, that just happened. Yup. Bedtime Cthulhu stories. bedtime stories. Thank you for playing. We hope you enjoyed immersing yourself in our little pool of cosmic horror. We would appreciate it if you took a moment to rate Dagon and check out our other games and DLCs. Yay! I could totally sleep after this like a baby. Fitful and screaming.
And scary stories have been accompanying men for centuries. They have many faces and forms.
Okay.
But what is their purpose? Why do we enjoy being afraid so much?
You know what's funny? What?
During our therapy, I'll try to...
There's a thunderstorm outside my house right now, and it's dark. Ooh. Ooh, that's actually terrifying. Make sure you stay safe now. But yeah, no, that's ooh. Ooh. The perfect time for Lovecraft story. Lovecraft stories. Excuse me. Dr. Emerson's Nocturnes. That has a face on it. Yeah, you can see the side of a head. Unlock. You can unlock all the trivia in this category, but you won't get associated achievements. Ah, okay. So basically, in one moment. Pardon me. Got a popcorn hull. Had a bowl of popcorn earlier, and one of the hulls is coming to get me. Thank you for that quench. I will take that. Oh, thank you very much. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, as you go through, you look around the scenes for little trivia pieces. And you can have it so that it pops up trivia as soon as you find it. But there was a lot there, so I just had it so we'd find them as we go. All right. That was the base game. Now, let's check out the DLC. We got 3 DLCs here. A Little Glass Bottle, The Railway Horror, and The Eldritch Box. Now, these, if they are Lovecraft, I'm not familiar with them, so they seem more original story. So let's check out The Little Glass Bottle next. The Little Glass Bottle is a short 5 to 10 minute adaptation of a story by H.P. Lovecraft, written when he was about 7 years old. Original words and spelling have been kept. Oh, this is gonna be a doozy. This might have some problematic stuff in it. All I'm going to say is, don't look up the name of Lovecraft's cat. Or do. I'm a VTuber, not a cop. But there's gonna be some stuff in here. I won't say it aloud, or I'll just point it out as bad. But there's just be forewarned.
Heave to! There's something floating to the leeward.
Ah. See.
The speaker was a short, stockily built man whose name was William Jones. He was the captain of a small catboat in which he and a party of men were sailing at the time the story opens.
Control F the original text to say the cat's name. At least it isn't there. Yeah. All right, and that's telling us about the stuff again, the interactive elements. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, there was the bottle in the water. Okay, here we go.
Aye, aye, sir, answered John Towers, and the boat was brought to a standstill. Captain Jones reached out his hand for the object, which he now discerned to be a glass bottle. Nothing but a rum flask that the men on the passing boat threw over, he said. But from an impulse of curiosity, he reached out for it. It was a rum flask, and he was about to throw it away when he noticed a piece of paper in it. He pulled it out, and on it read the following. January 1st, 1864.
The dramatic music is killing me.
I am John Jones, who writes this letter.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Martian Manhunter. That fun fact, that's his original human name, his human name, John Jones. Of Martian Manhunter.
My ship is fast sinking with the treasure on board. I am where it is marked on the enclosed chart. Captain Jones turned the sheet over, and the other side was a chart.
Oh my god.
On the edge were written these words. Dotted lines represent course we took. Towers, said Captain Jones excitedly. Read this. Towers did as he was directed. I think it would pay to go, said Captain Jones. Do you? Just as you say, replied Towers. We'll charter a schooner this very day, said the excited captain. All right, said Towers.
Wow.
So they hired a boat. And started off governed by the dotted lines of the chart.
Ah, there's some damn good music. Best kind of music. That's more fitting the tone. I agree.
In 4 weeks, they reached the place where directed.
Oh.
And the divers went down.
Ah. More sophisticated diving equipment than I thought they were going to use in this story. Hell yeah. Okay, here we go. We're in the ocean now. Quick, we found...
And came up with an iron bottle. They found in it the following lines scribbled on a piece of brown paper.
Okay. Time. How the fuck did they get the paper out of that piece of shit? I get it out of the bottle, but out of a canteen. That must have been the most frustrating thing to do in their entire fucking life. Without just breaking it.
December 3rd, 1880. Dear Searcher, excuse me for the practical joke I have played on you.
Wait, what?
But it serves you right to find nothing for your foolish act. Well, it does, said Captain Jones. Go on. However, I will defray your expenses to and from the place you found your body. I think it will be $250, so that amount you will find in an iron box. I know where you found the bottle, because I put this bottle here. And the iron box. And then found a good place to put the second bottle. Hoping the enclosed money will defray your expenses some I close. Anonymous. I'd like to kick his head off, said Captain Jones. Here, diver, go and get the $250.
Maybe this should have been left in his drawer at age 7. Jesus
In a minute,
Christ.
the diver came up bearing an iron box.
It's gonna be empty too.
Inside it was found $250.
No, okay. That's not the way I thought it was
It
gonna go.
defrayed their expenses, but I hardly think that they will ever go to a mysterious place as directed by a mysterious bottle.
We hope you enjoyed this little trip into the world of Lovecraft's childhood. We would appreciate it if you took a moment to leave feedback and check out our other games and DLCs. That was definitely a story. And to be fair and not completely brutal, he was 7 at the time. I must admit, better than I would have cooked up at 7. True, same for me, I would say. Mine would have been probably rambled on for way too long. Because when I did write when I was a kid, I was a wordy little bastard. None of it spelt right, but a wordy little bastard. Okay, the railway horror. Lol, same. Yeah. This is not an official Lovecraft story, even though it may sound familiar to some of you. It is an excerpt from the writer's letter to his friend, Donald Wendry, from November 24th, 1927, in which he described one of his dreams. Or rather, a nightmare. Oh. This. I still am, I'm afraid. Well, you know what they say, practice makes perfect, yeah? And to this day, some words spelling still gets away from me. I am a slave to Google to make sure I'm spelling it right. But this next one could be interesting. This is a description of a nightmare Lovecraft had. This is gonna be good.
My dreams occasionally approached the fantastical in character, though falling somewhat short of coherence. One scene is especially stamped upon my recollection. of a dank, fetid, reed-choked marsh under a gray autumn sky.
There.
With a rugged cliff of lichen-crusted stone rising to the north.
I think I may know this one. If it goes completely loopy about halfway through, I think I've heard this one before. No, it's Lovecraft. That's not exactly a high bar to clear.
Impelled by some obscure quest, I ascended a rift, or cleft, in this beetling precipice. Noting as I did so the black mouths of many fearsome burrows extending from both walls into the depths of the stony plateau.
Hey, the creature from I Live Under Your House was here. Look at all these tunnels. They're not really big enough for him, but... Oh my god.
At several points, the passage was roofed over by the choking of the upper parts of the narrow fissure.
Yeah, no. Horror is best when the reader or the viewer is left to have their own mind run wild with things like those holes. You could totally see something come screaming out of one of them at some point as you're trying to climb up.
These places being exceedingly dark and forbidding the perception of such burrows as may have existed there. In one such dark space, I felt conscious of a singular accession of fright, as if some subtle and bodiless emanation from the abyss were engulfing my spirit.
Hey! I know that emanation. Sorry, I had Taco Bell.
But the blackness was too great for me to perceive the source of my alarm.
It is the entire rationale behind don't show the monster, after all. Yes. And I think that's why I like No One Lives Under the Lighthouse so much, is you don't see the monster that clearly until the very end of the game. I love that. I love that so much.
At length, I emerged upon a tableland of moss-grown rock and scanty soil.
I may have heard this one before.
Lit up by a faint moonlight which had replaced the expiring orb of day. Casting my eyes about, I beheld no living object, but was sensible of a very peculiar stirring far below me amongst the whispering rushes of the pestilential swamp I had lately quitted.
I do not like that plant out there. I do not like that plant. It's looming. It's just standing there. Menacingly.
After walking for some distance, I encountered the rusty tracks of a street railway and the worm-eaten poles which still held the limp and sagging trolley wire.
I have heard this one before. I enjoy this one. Let's look around. Getting a nightmare after this story, probably. Are we
Following
in
this
danger?
line, I soon came upon a yellow vestibuled car numbered 1852 of a plain, double-trucked type, common from 1900 to 1910.
Oh, here we go. And we'll... Ooh. Alright, here we go. Ooh.
It was untenanted, but evidently ready to start.
Alright, we will wait for the ads to go. We gotta build the suspense after all. But yes, I have heard this one before. I very much enjoy it. Out of Lovecraft's works, my two absolute favorite stories, though, are The Dunwich Horror and The Shadow Out of Time. Those are my two absolute most favorite stories. I love them so much. And for stuff inspired by Lovecraft, there is a band that you can listen to called The Darkest of the Hillside Thickets. I love their stuff. One of my favorite songs from them is called Innsmouth Look. And it is so silly. I love it. There's also The Shadow Out of Time. They also have a song for that. If you enjoy listening to men sing songs at a higher pitch than they really kind of can, they also have The Flying Polyp. That's also a really good one. Abyss, I got a feeling you like horror. You have been streaming horror games every day this month. Yeah, because today, not today, this month is October. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I find it fitting to play horror games like this. I very much enjoy it, and I do enjoy horror games. Like, back in the day, when I first... What, you like horror? How could I know? I know. I thought I was so mysterious. But, I actually did try to do some face cam videos back in the day for YouTube. They're long gone now. Deleted. Can't find this stuff anymore. But I did, in fact, play Slender Sanitarium when it first came out. If that rings any bells, any ancient bells. I did do a face cam of that, playing it in the dark with a light on my face, so that way people could see my reactions as I'm playing through the game. Oh, those were the days. But yeah, I highly recommend you check out The Darkest of the Hillside Thickets is their name. And I believe their most recent album that they did was The Dukes of Alhazred. Is really cool. They do like Lovecraft inspired music, but they also do other music. Like, they did a song based on the the Boston molasses disaster. This was a horrible disaster where I believe it was Boston. The molasses disaster was very, very tragic. These giant vats burst on a very unusually hot day, and it ran down the street, and it actually killed a bunch of people because it was so thick. It was it was really bad. But now that the ads are done, let us continue. See if there's any trivia. No.
The trolley being on the wire and the air brake pump now and then throbbing beneath the floor. I boarded it and looked vainly about for the light switch. Noting as I did so the absence of controller handle, which implied the brief absence of the motorman. Then I sat down in one of the cross seats toward the middle, awaiting the arrival of the crew and starting of the vehicle.
Yes, you wander through a marsh, you climb up to a plateau, and you find a trolley, and you just board it, and okay, let's just ride it. Yeah, it's a nightmare, so it has dream logic of no logic, really, but Now we wait, I guess. Oh, there we go.
Presently, I heard a swishing in the sparse grass toward the left and saw the dark forms of two men looming up in the moonlight.
Oh no.
They had the regulation caps of a railway company, and I could not doubt but that they were the conductor and motorman. Then one of them sniffed with singular sharpness and raised his face to howl at the moon. The other dropped on all fours to run toward the car.
Oh fun. Oh fun.
I leapt up and at once raced madly out of that car.
But to be honest, you would see character you try to make everything sense his logic, and that's the yeah. That's the fun part.
And away across endless leagues of plateau till exhaustion waked me. Doing this not because the conductor had dropped on all fours, but because the face of the motorman was a mere white cone, tapering to one blood-red tentacle.
Hope you enjoyed this little journey into the world of H.P. Lovecraft's nightmares. We would appreciate it. Oh, rippy dippy, yep. That moment, that sight would have absolutely woken me up. Like, okay, I don't know if you guys remember this, but a while ago, there was the Momo sculpture picture floating around. That thing actively gave me nightmares. Like, I could not get more than an hour of sleep a night for like a month because of that fucking thing. It sounds silly now, but oh fuck that thing. Oh hell no, that Momo thing is fucked. Yeah. It's ugh. And at the same time, I feel bad for the sculptor who made it, because then the stories of, it's like one of those chain letters. If you don't do this, she'll come get you. And people were at, it's I think somebody actually got hurt, so he ended up destroying the sculpture to make sure that people weren't that scared of it anymore. To be honest, what would scare me? A dark figure in a bright orange light in an empty street. Yeah, just a dark figure illuminated by an orange light in an alleyway. Yeah, no, that's a I'm going a different direction. Thanks. Sorry to bother you, sir. It's that trend singing a trench coat lady trying to kill you. Oh yeah. Yeah, alleyway would be expected. Yeah. Okay, the Eldritch Box. Oh, I quit. That fucker opened a file on my computer when I went to click it. I quit. Opened a bunch of wallpapers, a bunch of ebooks. Oh, and audiobooks of Dagon, like several of them. Okay. Like, where's a bunch of empty cars sitting around? Bunch of empty houses. Yeah. The orange light street road. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But that fucking scared the shit out of me. I click this thinking that, okay, we're going to go into the next DLC. And my fucking file explorer here opens. It was like, nope. Middle of the road under light. Scared I will die. Yeah, sometimes the atmosphere will just get you. All right, let's look at there. Oh, okay. Oh, I knew this was here. I wouldn't have messed around in GIMP, fucking around with what I did. So, here, I can bring this up. Bring this over here. Fill the screen. And there we go. Nothing here is going to dox me that badly. Okay, flashbang coming in 3, 2, 1. So, you get these wallpapers. Let's open this view to extra large icons. See? We get these. This is the folder that opened up on me. This one right here. So, we got some ebooks of Dagon, so you can read them. You got audiobooks of Dagon. Gotta sleep since I work tomorrow. To see ya. Have a fun, spooky night. Take care. Happy hunting. Have a good day at work tomorrow. And I'm gonna be honest with that. I think we're done because there's not really anything else to do with how these go. But all the same, that was interesting. That was very interesting. Let me see here. No, all of these keep failing. Yep. Well, whatever those linked to, they no longer exist on Steam. And they made this in 2024. Very nice. All right, so let's go over the credits here, as we always should when we finish up a game. Bit Golem, Herbert Morose. It's got a little thing on it. I can't pronounce that unless I know. I would have to hear somebody say it. Martin Owen was our narrator for Dagon. For The Little Glass Bottle, it was Paxton Abels. And the Railway Horror was J.M. Shelter. Very good work, the lot of you. And there we go. Dagon uses both commercial and free assets purchased and found online. And thank you for saying that, announcing that, yes, there are asset flip stuff in here is always good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I usually want to go for longer, but, well, there's not much else in this, because going over it a second time we would only be looking for the extra trivia that we don't have, and that's telling you, like, horrors of the ocean here. The creator Cthulhu mythos and the fictional underwater city of R'lyeh was convinced that life could not exist at the bottom of the ocean because the water pressure would make it uninhabitable. And so then it's giving actual trivia. It's not like trying to be scary about it. It's giving actual trivia about the thoughts and stuff. But this last blurb, upon glancing at the modern photos of deep sea creatures such as the anglerfish, fangtooth, or viperfish, and their truly Lovecraftian characteristics, it's hard to not find some irony in this. Yeah. And today we know that the darkest depths of the ocean are home to many peculiar organisms. The deepest dwelling fish we have discovered so far in 2024, the Mariana snailfish can live about 8,000 meters, more than 26,000 feet, below the ocean surface in never-ending darkness at hellishly crushing pressures, hundreds of times stronger than those found at sea level. Another deep-sea critter, is one of my favorites. It lives on volcanic vents. The iron snail? A lava snail. I don't remember. It's a snail that has grown a shell of iron. It's awesome. And it lives around some of the hottest environment that it can possibly live around. Like, there's very little hotter than those vents down there. Wait, let me double check that name. Yes. Okay. We are being flashbanged again, so that way I can show you the pictures. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Kaboom. This is the iron snail. This thing is incredible. This thing has a shell of iron. And it lives on the volcanic vents. That's just amazing. I love this thing. It's one of my favorite sea animals, period. Just because of it's the only thing it's missing to be classified as a dragon is reptilian and has wings. That's it. Because you saw that. It's got like iron scales on its foot. So it has scales. It lives in a horribly inhospitable environment. Inhospitable. And can survive hellish temperatures. It collects metals. It's a dragon. But yeah, this has got to be one of my favorite ocean creatures. But yes, that was the other thing with Lovecraft. You always got to talk about it. He was not the best. Even for the time that he lived in. He was not up there. So, I think he would have been completely forgotten had he not basically invented cosmic horror. And a lot of American horror writers are directly inspired by his works. Like Stephen King. All of his books are one universe. They're all set in a connected universe. Whereas the Dark Tower series was supposed to be the core of it, and the whole thing, what was it? The Man in Black. That character is. He had at one point basically said that character is Nyarlathotep. And Nyarlathotep is one of the Lovecraftian entities. It's one of the more cruel Lovecraftian entities because he enjoys, he gets joy from torturing mankind, driving them mad, and such. So, and another character from that's basically a one-for-one was The Stand. Randall Flagg, the devil. He was also supposed to be, from what I was told, very heavily inspired from Nyarlathotep, if not that same being again. So you got stuff like that. You've got modern horror shows like Stranger Things. That's absolutely inspired off of Lovecraftian or cosmic horror. The upside down and creatures coming through, and psychic children. That actual powers like that's very Lovecraft. Like season 2 where they had the Mind Flayer. That was so Lovecraft. But it's just amazing how much can kind of be linked back to Lovecraft's fear of literally everything. It's insane. But it's quite the short stream, but that is going to be it for us tonight. Because I'm not really a fan of switching games mid-stream. I know it's the norm. But like what I'm doing this month with the different horror game every day mostly, except for the bit at the start of the month. I want to try and keep it to one game per stream. Another part of that is I'm thinking I'm gonna have to buy some more horror games because I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel, as you could probably tell by grabbing this one. I thought this was a bit more involved than a mix of a visual novel and audiobook. I thought this was like more akin to Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth. Is the direction that this was going to go. But I did enjoy myself. I always enjoy listening to a good Lovecraft horror story. And I hope you all enjoyed it too. Tomorrow we will be back with a different horror game. I'm going to scrounge around, see what I can find. Or we're going to go back to finish off the last of the achievements in the final ending, the true ending of No One Lives Under the Lighthouse, because I got a guide and you can basically get everything done in one run effectively. So you guys saw that at the end of a run you would be in that church with the fish. Okay, so there's the true ending was right there. All I had to do was explore that church a little bit more. There's a pile of bones and a trapdoor behind the fish. I needed to pick up the pile of bones and go through the door. That's all that was needed to get the true ending. So, one of the nights here that we are going to do multiple games in one stream is Halloween itself. We are going to do a bunch of little ones. Might even bring out the classics like Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 3, because I have them. Haven't played them in years, but I've got them. So, that should be a fun time, but that is going to be it for us. We're going to go and raid on over to another streamer here. We shall visit the Eldritch Pirate herself, Kiwi the Pirate. She is playing Jump Space with a couple friends. But what better way to finish off the night than by raiding out to an Eldritch VTuber. So, and we haven't gotten to hang out with her in a while. I would like to. Let's get raid 1 going. And we will be back tomorrow with another horror game. So, Until then, take care and happy hunting, Embers.